All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the Web3 gaming, crypto gaming markets, as we like to say here, as the market's kind of going sideways when we're talking about Bitcoin. We saw Ethereum pop above 2,100 again this morning, but more importantly, if we filter the watch list once again, some of the 24-hour numbers, even despite the sideways market, are in favor of the gaming tokens. So we're going to go over the market. We're going to go over some of our winners over the last week and really a couple months at this point where we bought some of these lows. And one of the calls I gave you guys on Friday, right? I think it was, or no, it was Thursday's show. One of the calls there is up 50% in just a matter of a couple of days. So we'll go over that and more, as well as what could be some good accumulations. And the most important question of, is this rally over? Is it a trap to buy from here? Or what should you be doing in this market heading forward? So let's go ahead and jump in the game. All right. And as always, like the video, subscribe down below. We are on the new In the Game channel. Let your friends know, let the other crypto gaming enthusiasts know by liking and subscribing. And a quick shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. First and foremost, I want to shout out 𝗫𝗄𝗏. Owned is running their $1 million game league. It starts today. We'll talk about a bit about that later in the show. We have 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, the best Web3 gaming launchpad in the entire space. Big Time, one of the top games, multiplayer action RPG. We have Amino Rewards. You can download the app down below. Start earning tokens today. They're absolutely crushing it, up over 10x since launch. So shout out to Amino Rewards with Amino Shop going live as well. We have Real Fever. Organya launches on Wednesday, their flagship title. So check that out as always. And 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Network, the ultimate watch to earn experience. All right, let's get into it. New channel, new PC. We got all the vibes going here on In the Game. That is for sure. And hey, let me move the mic real quick. We're always bullish. We are always bullish on Web3 gaming. And I'm telling you guys right now, we're not the only Web3 gaming bulls out there. If you guys are on Twitter, if you guys are across the space, you can see that the Roblox CEO was on Squawk this last week on CNBC. And he mentions himself. He says that NFTs are 100%, word for word. He said NFTs are 100% a part of Roblox future, and he sees it fitting into the economy in the future. Roblox, their stock has done super well. Some of the in-game assets, the experiences are just thriving. And to see a company with $2.63 billion in revenue every single year saying that NFTs are 100% a pillar of the future of their economy, how could you not be bullish on this industry? We've been shouting from the rooftops that this industry is going to be huge. And now you see some of the biggest gaming CEOs in the world saying that NFTs are in the cards, right? And as 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 says here, he's the CEO over at GameSwift. All we need is a major first mover. You know, it could be Roblox. It could be GTA 6. There's so many rumors. Whether they're real or not is yet to be seen, right? And then we'll experience like the Facebook metaverse price shock. And I completely agree with that, right? So big news, gaming to the moon. I absolutely agree. What's up, Micknaz? I see you over in TTOO consistently. I'll answer that question here in just a bit at the end of the show. We'll get into specific questions here regarding different tokens. So let's just run through it real quick, and then we'll get to all these questions, and I'll answer the bull, GFAL, or Myria. But let's go over some of the calls here on the channel really quick before we get in. And the big question, should you be buying? Should you be sidelining some cash? Should you be taking some profits? Fill your bags. That's what we'd love to see. All right. So on Thursday's show, we went over the market. The market was super hot. All right. And we mentioned two tokens that I think were low-hanging fruit, really good buys. One of them was Ronin. Ronin has been pretty sideways at this point. Hasn't really made that much of a move. I think it's still a good buy today, to be completely honest. But on Wednesday or Thursday, one of the 2 days, Immutable announced a strategic partnership with Ubisoft. Ubisoft, they've done some Web3 stuff in the past, but it's not really, they've kind of had some flops. So them partnering up with Immutable, I think, is strong for the future of their Web3 business. But we actually mentioned right in this price right here, 85 cents was the price when I brought it to you on the channel. And now ever since that level, I mean, it's up 30% for the 7-day time period. And honestly, that calls up a little more closer to 40% here since we gave you that 85-cent buy mark. And it got up to over $1.20. This was just low-hanging fruit. And guys, it goes back to the theory. Like, when we're buying tokens, when you're making entries, when you're looking at this market right now, you don't want to filter it. And like I do this on the show to show you guys, you do not want to filter it by the gainers, right? We like enjoying the winners when they come around. When we have a big call, we like to enjoy the winners. But when you're looking for next accumulations, you want to circulate by the ones that are down for the week. And when I saw Immutable trending sideways with Ethereum heating up, this right here is underneath. This is underneath Ethereum. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, this was an easy call, in my opinion. People saying that Becker pumped the bull bags. He did pump bull. That was good to see. Becker news is late, though. In the game was much earlier. We are absolutely earlier. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to position you guys in this market, right? We have Echelon Prime up 54%. And if you bought during our buy price was down here. So this one's up 82% on our signal. We have playable games, which has absolutely crushed it. We go to the 1 month chart. This thing's up 328%. Becker did mention this on his video, and it did do really well. At a 13 million market cap, I think this has a long way to go. And as we see here, Jesus, formerly Classy Games on Twitter, he says a couple of bull cases for playable games. Their first game is live, still being actively improved. Their runway goes deep into 24-25. The node ROI is 18 months as of today, but if we kick into a bull and the token grows, that's going to be much faster. And he sees that playable games becomes a more important ecosystem leading into the 2024 run, especially considered how low of a market cap it has right now. So I absolutely agree with his sentiment here. Becker only does videos when everything is pumping. You are not wrong. But hey, we enjoy the gains that we're seeing right now on our tokens, like Altura, like Immutable, Echelon Prime, playable games, like 𝗕𝗏𝗃. I mean, look at the alt chart. We got a long way to go. But at the same time, up 20% for the week, up 139% for the month. So S Fund has been absolutely crushing it. Our conviction in Vulcan Forge is paying off over $6.20, 122% for the month. And keep this in mind. Now Vulcan Forged, they're a layer 1. They have a layer 1 blockchain. So like, they're more than just gaming at this point now. And they're going to onboard. When I spoke with Jamie, they're onboarding tons of different projects into the Elysium chain. So this is something to take a look at. But one of the biggest winners, and I see a comment here that Alex sentiment with AVAX is solid. And we've been, hailing AVAX throughout this bear market. I think that AVAX has been some of the lowest hanging fruit. And this makes sense what's happening here. Look at the last cycle, guys. So whenever I said that Immutable was an easy play, this was like really, really easy. But because the ETH narrative was heating up, they had a big announcement. It didn't pump the token. It kind of leveled out. I just felt like it was lagging a bit and it was undervalued at that time. And it was. It's the same thing with Avalanche. When you look at the broader market, let's filter it right here for market cap. We saw the huge run that Solana had. But guess what? People pivot profits into other projects. That's just the natural progression of these markets, right? Look at the 2021 bull. Cardano pumped. Yeah, funny, I know. Cardano pumped. Smart contract narrative. Avalanche pumped. Solana pumped. Polkadot pumped. But they all went in waves. The liquidity moved into these different projects. That is exactly how these things happen. The progression, this one pumps, then people look, what's next? What's maybe in that same, like we've seen gaming tokens, the money's bouncing around. L1s, L2s, it's the same exact thing. So this is no surprise that Avalanche got some of the money from this, pump. And when you see this, it's up 87% for the month, and it makes sense. They have TSM and T1, two of the top esports organizations, building on Avalanche. You have Merit Circles, Build on Beam, building on Avalanche. And this is awesome. Like, they've made some great strides here. I saw a question before the show about this. I'll talk about it here in just a second. And then we have top quality games like off the grid. This really does look like one of the best blockchain games that we have seen to date. It is like a battle royale genre with some twists. We've seen players like Dr. Disrespect, Clicks, etc. go ahead and jump into this game. So this one right here, in my opinion, looks like one of the best Web3 games that there is. And this is all underneath Avalanche. And then quick shout out, the Games League. The Games League, shout out to Owned, one of our sponsors here on the channel. They're throwing $1 million gaming tournament. And right here, you can see they're partnering up with Avalanche. And the low-hanging fruit, apparently, they're going to be partnering up maybe with Shrapnel. Maybe Shrapnel's game is a part of this tournament. So that's going to be awesome to see. But all in all, Avalanche was getting slept on. It really was. So out of all the calls that you guys saw in like Becker's video, for example, this was probably the best one because he was right. Like, it is very slept on, and it's up 86% this week. It's awesome to see. And that conviction on these chains like Immutable, like Avalanche, etc., it's coming to fruition. And these games are coming very, very fast. So excited to see what comes out of this ecosystem in the future. But this was deserved. The Avalanche team was being slept on. The products are top quality. So this is awesome to see. Let's jump into the watch list. Now, I know everyone likes to see, like, what are the good DCAs today, right? What are the good DCAs today? Like, I saw someone say playable games is moving sideways. I don't think that's sideways. It's up 100% over 7 days, okay? So caution there. I wouldn't say that's sideways, right? So this is not the DCA today, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like, let this thing cool off a bit. But shout out to anyone. I mean, we're up 200+% on this since we brought it to the channel. And yeah, 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗀 is one of his favorite projects, as it is one of ours. We got a great entry down near the bottom and been riding this thing up. But what are the good DCAs today? Let's take a look at the watch list. And like I said, you need to filter these things by the ones that are down. Do not filter your list 7-day, see Unix or any of these projects are up 100%, and then, ape into it. That's just not the way to go. Look at the 7-day chart and what's lagging behind, right? So Decimated, it had a big run, and now it's down 25% for the 7 days. This is a Solana product. Solana's been hot. If you think the Solana narrative is, if you think the Solana narrative is still hot, then you can take a look there. 𝗔𝗵𝗄𝗏 has not really gotten the gist of this pump. Still under a $50 million circulating market cap. This one could be a good play. It is down 7% for the week. The moneymaker, the one token that has never, ever let people down is Nakamoto Games. This thing has been a freight train, right? But if you look at the week chart, it's down 7%. It got up to $1.50 and has now taken a little bit of a tumble here to $1.20. So that's like a 20% dip. And if you've been looking for an entry on this thing during its mammoth of a run, these dips have proven to be some of the best buys in the space. Whenever Naka dips, people have bought these dips, and every single time this thing has prospered on the other side. I see a comment, GMEE, you said is a top 3 coin. I did not say that. I did not say that's a top 3 coin, just to point that out before that comment gets buried. I said I like the project. I did not say it was a top 3 coin, however. Naka is on a dip, so if you've been looking for these types of entries, I think that 𝗔𝗵𝗄𝗏 and Naka have not really gotten the love in this recent side of the market. I think Rollbit is still a great buy. I really do. I think Rollbit's still going to be one of the biggest gainers. And if we find it here, let me find it. I think Ronin still is a very low downside, high upside buy. It is up a little bit for the week, but honestly, it's still vastly undervalued by market cap perspectives. So really, like today, there's not much I'm looking at the DCA because my positions for the most part are very, very in the green. But I would be looking at 𝗕𝗂. I would maybe even be looking at Beam, which is Merit Circle's new project. So Beam is their own blockchain underneath the Avalanche technology. This right here is the gas token for their Avalanche subnet. The mainnet went live. And, you know, I think that they're going to do some pretty cool things over here at Merit Circle. They have a huge war chest. I think they're here to stay. And this is one I think is probably a good DCA heading into this market specifically, but heading into the next cycle, I think Beam is going to absolutely crush it. And I know a lot of people, you know, they've been asking me questions about Shrapnel. Finally listed on Trader Joe. So if you've been looking to get into Shrapnel, I'm still on the sidelines. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to let the price kind of consolidate and find where it's going to stay at because these new token launches are very volatile. But at a $15 million market cap, not a bad play. It is tradable on Trader Joe at this point in time. And I'll answer this one right now. What are your thoughts on upcoming Shrapnel nodes? I think they're a pretty good play. Here's why. The vesting is 6 months cliff, and then you start getting the unlocks. Whereas early investors, their vesting is 12-month cliff. So people aren't going to get tokens for 12 months, whereas these come out 6 months. So you're going to start getting that ROI sooner than the seed private investors. And then on the flip side, you get paid a portion of the in-game revenue, which I think makes a lot of sense. And someone says, don't forget that new projects usually perform better than previous cycle projects. Yeah, I agree. The newer projects are going to perform much better. I see someone saying Beam market cap, I'd rather buy 𝗔𝗺𝗏 at current prices. That's all on you. But at the same time, the diluted market cap is 30 times higher. So although you say there's no unlocks, the diluted is super high, which means it's going to get overvaluated much quicker. So yeah, just be careful. Like, that's all I'm going to say. And there's no, like, we don't play favorites here. Like, one thing you have to understand, you can't marry your bags. You cannot marry your bags. If one project sends me 10x, I'm going to take profit. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get rid of it, right? So that's the thing. Never get too attached to anything, and don't be a maxi out there. That's one thing I would advise. Never be a maxi, because narratives change, hype projects change. You're never going to catch one that's just going to go to infinity every single time. So it's always good to kind of spread your conviction out. Let's get into a couple more things on a different side of the market, and then we will close out this show here, and we'll get into the chat box questions because you guys have a lot of questions today. It's a Monday. Markets may be in a good spot to accumulate some quality tokens. So let's go into a couple more updates, and we'll get into the chat box. So the Captain and Company mint, I think this one's going to be a very hyped gaming mint. They have been doing a lot of stuff with Neo Tokyo. They've been doing stuff with some of the biggest gaming companies in the space. I would look at Captain and Company to potentially do well. I think the mint is $30 per box. I could see this one doing really well. They had a play test last week. The game looks very simple and honestly like a fun game. Like, the graphics aren't AAA by any means, but it looks like an awesome experience. I think this one could rip as far as gaming NFTs go. Another gaming NFT I want to put on you guys' radar, Versus X. This is like a GameFi, GambleFi kind of, I would say, like a blend, right? It's realistic sports games with skill-based wagering. Their high roller PFPs are coming up around the corner, and these are going to be something I will be out on the look for. And then if you are looking for like token launches or anything like that, I wouldn't advise buying tokens as soon as they actually launch. Whenever you know, it hits the market, like Shrapnel, for example, I wouldn't go ape into it right now because it's going to be very volatile. But if you are looking for an opportunity to get into something before it comes out, this project 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗀, they're doing something pretty cool with gaming with invisible swaps. So someone in a game goes in and they sell a skin, they buy a skin, anything like that. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗀 is actually going to be, it works off the 𝗕𝗫 protocol, which is interesting as well. Once 𝗕𝗫 pumps, this will probably do well. The token, you can apply for the private sale on this. So that's where the alpha is on that. they execute the transactions on the back end without the user even feeling like they're using the blockchain. So it has a little bit of a gaming narrative behind it, even though it's DeFi. But this one, you can actually apply for the private sale. So wanted to give you those couple other options, right? Some people like getting in early. So there's those opportunities. Some of these NFTs that are coming out, like the Captain and Company, like Versus X, those are two that I'm also looking at. So, all right. Now that that's all taken care of, NEAR is underrated. I absolutely agree. I think it'll have its narrative just like any other chain. All right, guys, let's get into some questions here because you guys are freaking going crazy in the chat today with the questions. Banter is the best. We appreciate you. Our audience is the best. We wouldn't be here without you guys. That's for sure. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Wilder World Games supposed to launch in December. I'm actually going to be going out to the Art Basel event with them, so I will report back any alpha that I get. GTA 6, if it's blockchain, equals poster child for crypto gaming. Absolutely, that would be huge. It would send tokens like crazy in this industry. What did the 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗏𝗃 live felt for you like? I don't know what did the 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗃? I rephrase that question. Maybe there was a typo. I don't really understand what you're asking. What do I think about Epic? It's been going crazy. You've been doing some epic numbers in the market this week. I think it's a pretty solid project. I think it's underrated as far as sentiment goes. Thoughts on Brawl? Game was designed by the founder of Magic the Gathering. I'll have to take a look at it. What price to buy Shrapnel? Right now, I'm going to sideline it until further notice. As you see, this thing's been as low as 7 cents, as high as like 14 cents. It's got to find a middle ground before I was to make an assessment here. New tokens are so volatile, so I wouldn't just ape into it. Do you buy in USDT and sell to USDT? I usually take profits into stables, yes, but a lot of people, Elio says he's going to take profits into Sol. Not bad, right? So if you have a high conviction play, you could fill your bags on that with some of your profits, but just understand that could be downside in the short term to those types of things. But if you have a long scope, that could work. Nexus updates. So Nexus, we should have our early access out within the next couple of weeks. We're super stoked to get that out to the holders. And then I can go through all these token data points on Nexus. I can show you guys all the stuff that we're working on. So very soon, my friend, very soon. Within the next couple of weeks, the NFT holders will have it in their hands. Can Vera reach $1 billion market cap? Absolutely, it can. I have absolutely no doubt that it can reach $1 billion market cap. Please tell about YGG. YGG is still building. You know, they have a good team, good product, but at the same time, I think Beam, Merit Circle is just a little above them as far as the DAOs, that side of Web3 gaming. I just think Merit Circle has the leg up. TTOO, we've been absolutely crushing it in this market. Everyone over at TTOO is winning. Floor price is half an ETH now. I mean, people are eating it up. That's for sure. Is Kaz in the buy zone? Honestly, I think if you buy that at any time, it's gonna do well. Like most people I talk to, they think this is gonna be one of the top 5 tokens in crypto by the time the next cycle ends. So I think it's a good buy. Magic Craft, low market cap. Yeah, they have a good product over there. Not really on my radar to buy personally, but it's still a good project. Chain Guardians pumped last week. Good pick for the bull run. I think people were probably trying to front run Becker on that. It's not going to be in my bull run token stack. Johnny's advice is solid. Don't marry your tokens. Take profits. New projects perform better. Yep. Never marry your bags. If it's the same, like if you bag hold it all the way up, you're going to bag hold it all the way down. If you have that mentality, like don't marry a project. It's player versus player. If someone else doesn't take profit, or if you don't take profit, someone else is going to. Thoughts on ZTX? ZTX looks fantastic. Absolutely. I love what they're doing, and their game looks good. Any thoughts on 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗏? I have lots of thoughts on 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗏. I mean, we got in at the bottom around 2.5 cents. This one's over 2x from our buy price. So absolutely love what they're doing, and one of my favorite projects. What about Fear? Have you been following the horror gaming? I haven't really been following many horror gaming projects in Web3. I feel like they heat up around Halloween, which is 2 weeks ago, but at the same time, no, it's not. It's not really in my immediate scope, but I have heard of it, and I haven't seen many. I'll have to check out the recent developments. I saw it in the last bull, particularly. Domi, is it a good DCA? So I like what they're doing. The game looks solid. It does look like the RuneScape of the industry. This one had a recent like 500% run though, so it tread with caution. But the market cap's still low, so it's not the worst play. Hey Hustle, what's your thoughts on the cap token unlock? A lot of sell pressure. There probably will any token unlock, and especially when the market's going up a bit, people are going to take a little bit of profit off the table. I haven't done too much analysis on their token. I'm more looking forward to the Captain and Company NFT mint, but I think it could be a good play. Undervalued by circulating market cap. Becker's big in Altura. Have I looked? Yes, I have. Just mentioned. It's one of my favorite projects. What did the Alex Becker felt for you like? Any takeaways? I mean, look, guys, Becker's not a Web3 gaming expert. Like, you have to understand this. 𝗕𝗏𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀, his new startup, way more priority for him. So like, all I can say is, even me, do not treat my word like gospel. Like, nobody knows the future. Nobody can tell you what the market's going to do tomorrow. So just like, when you blindly follow an influencer, there's always some risk to it. I just try to be as full disclosure and upfront with you guys as I can. And I feel like we do a good job of that here. We've gotten you guys in the winning plays before the market pumped. He had some last cycle tokens. He had some new cycle tokens. I'd say I agree with like 50% of his calls. But yeah, it's just a Becker video, like entertainment purposes only, as he says. Senate still good for the bull? Absolutely. It's done really well in this market. I think in the bull run, it's going to rip. Is it hard to get into 𝗕𝗏𝗏 Launchpad for new gaming tokens? How much X fund do you need to make it worth it? You'll definitely need one of the middle tiers to get a decent allocation. Definitely not the bottom tier. You're going to get like a few dollars worth of allocation. So to make it worth it, you'd want to get in those middle tiers. What about Thetan Arena? No, I won't be invested in Thetan on this time around, unfortunately. 24-hour volume on Citus is 87 million. That is wild. That's crazy. What's my target for WAGMI games? I think WAGMI can hit a couple 100 million market cap. So that's a 10x from here. Like, I think it could probably 10x logically in a bull market, in a bull run. Apart from S-Fund, what other launch pads would you be looking at? Honestly, I'm only focused in on 𝗕𝗏𝗏, and then my project Nexus, we have a launch pad, so obviously a little biased there, but at the same time, I'm not really big on other launch pads. Most of them just don't have the caliber of launches that 𝗕𝗏𝗏 does, like on a consistent basis. Maybe DAO Maker, that's a good one, but I like 𝗕𝗏𝗏 a lot. Is Mines of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗀 dead? I would not be investing in that. That's all I would say. Where do I store my purchased tokens? On my own wallet. I don't keep anything on exchanges. If FTX taught you anything, please take your money out of exchanges. Have them on your own wallets. What is the best gaming launchpad? I just answered that. When you talk about a cooldown or a pullback, how much percentage are we talking? 20, 30, 50? Or if we DCA on those, doesn't even matter when the real bull comes. So in the longer term perspective, it honestly doesn't matter. But at the same time, I like to at least 10%, 20% pullbacks on some of these things is healthy. In this market, everything's going crazy. So you can't ask for 50% pullbacks unless the market was to just shit itself. Can Altura reach $1 billion market cap? I'm going to say no, but I mean, it's not impossible. I don't think it will, though. Billions, quite a bit. Which coins are good to buy now? Obviously, never financial advice. I like Ronin today. I like Beam by Merit Circle. I think Nakamoto Games is on a pretty good dip if you've missed that big run. Personally, I'm not buying anything today, though. I'm going to let my bags play out. Most of my stuff's in the green. I'm not going to keep deploying. I'm gonna play it smart. So today I'm not buying anything. On Thursday we did put a position in on Immutable. That one's up about 35-40%. So today I'm sitting on my hands personally. 𝗕𝗏𝗀 and 𝗕𝗪𝗡𝗃, that's a good stack. When is the Hustle ETF coming? We need to get that thing going ASAP for sure. I need to talk to the team, talk to the guys, see if I can get it out there. Vulcan and 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗄 teaming up. Yeah. I know Jamie and Alex have been tight for a long time, and it's good to see. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗄 has taken a big rise recently in floor price and sentiment, so it's good to see. Your efforts are great. Good research, mate. Thank you so much, Grant. I appreciate you. Buy Beam, not Merit Circle. That's what I would do, yeah. Would you put 500 to 1K to these Crown Senate Sin versus 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗄𝗽? Yeah. Those are good small bets that could do ridiculous X's in the bull market for sure, or in this market even. Have I looked into TIA? What is TIA? Celestia? Yeah, I feel like someone asked a question about this in a recent stream. I haven't done too much due diligence on it. I like Army of Fortune. I'm looking forward to their token launch. Let's see. What do you see Rose price? I think Rose does really well. I think it's pretty undervalued right now, personally. I might end up putting a DCA in there before the next cycle comes around. Here it is, Rose, 7 cents. Yeah, market cap's still pretty high, though. I still like the project. Gala is still contender against new projects, regardless of FUD. I agree. Compete has the most potential to become a household name. I like Compete, and I think 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏's a pretty good project. I like Compete a little better, though. Thoughts on DG? I'm bullish on Decentral Games. I think their narrative will come around in the GambleFi space. Learn the hard way. Never marry your bags. Diamond handing is probably the worst advice. Oh, yeah. Never be the diamond hander. Never. Look, because people come into crypto. What do you want to do? You want to make money. All right? You want to invest in crypto and make money. You're not going to do that by diamond handing. Diamond handing is like the worst advice you can give someone. Unless you're buying low and you're just holding to the next cycle, do not do that. Let's see. Give me the tools, Johnny. I'll take care of the spammers. All good. I had to just filter to the bottom because we have so many questions coming in. Prime for DCA. Prime's up quite a bit this week. I don't know that now's the DCA point. I mean, it's up 55% this week, so please just tread with caution. Oh, all my comments just disappeared. What just happened? Oh, there we go. Whoa, so many comments that they all just disappeared, and now they're back. Okay, I wouldn't DCA Prime today, just on a realistic basis. It's up 55% this week. AVAX gaming future is super bright. Off the grid, Shrapnel, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗡, playable games, build on Beam. They're all on AVAX. I see AVAX having a huge future. I like 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗡 online. I mentioned that earlier. Let's see. Thoughts on Supra Oracle? I know they got a lot of hype. I know a lot of the pre-sale investors. I'm not in on it, however. Thoughts on MC versus AVAX? They have a good racing game with a battle mode. I'll have to look into it. Why is Sol not moving? If you were to publish like bullish updates in this time period, your token's probably going to get a lot of sentiment, but there hasn't been many like outward updates. So that's probably why. Playable games, super bullish, no pun intended. Am I bullish on Shrapnel nodes? Yes, I am. I'm going to be scooping some of them up. What is the cold wallet you would use to store so many different tokens? Where's one of my extra ones? Here we go. I use just a ledger. Like, ledgers work fantastically. I've never had a Trezor, so don't not paid, nothing like that. I like using ledgers. I have a few ledgers that I keep some different coins across each of them. And honestly, never keep all your coins in the same wallet because we know how compromising can be in this industry. So try to have multiple wallets regardless, but I recommend ledgers. S fund price target. I mean, short term, hard to say. Long term, it's going to eclipse all-time highs. I'll say that with utmost confidence. I think it can eclipse the all-time high without a doubt. Without a doubt. We've seen this price movement in this market. That's just a little over $1 billion market cap. It would get to all-time high. I think it's very realistic. Bytes used for NT Launchpad? I think they will be, yes. What would you say Rollbit's fair value based on monthly revenue? It's undervalued based on monthly revenue for sure. I mean, they do crazy revenue over there at Rollbit, and I think it's undervalued still personally. What do I think of Lava, the Vulcan Forged ecosystem token? I would bet more on PYR than Lava personally. Network, why don't I like? There was some turmoil within the team in the past. Not that it's not a good project, but I don't like internal disputes when betting on projects. It's still going to do super well. I mean, people, Becker tweeted about it and it pumped. So like, you know, it has pumponomics still. Do I like TVK? It's a good project. Should we book profits on IMX and Bull? I don't think taking profits on Bull is a bad play. Obviously, we gave it to you guys at 0.0009. So like this one's 3x. If you want to take profits off the table, duh. Like I think that's a good play. I'm riding mine a little bit. I'm going to see kind of which, where we can go from here. But at the same time, Immutable, I don't think it's time to take profits unless you hit like a leverage long, then maybe. What's my prediction for playable games in the bull run? I think it can 10x from here. I think it can 10x from here easily. Yo, Hustle, what's the word? What is good? Lit Labs, the best 100x gaming hub. I've seen that the token's doing well. Good for them. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗃 is pumping. No opinion. I haven't really looked into it too much. Good time to ape into Bytes. I think Bytes is inflated a little bit right now, but you know, if Becker keeps up the Neo Tokyo push, then it's probably going to go up more. S-Fun token supply got diluted as hell. It's not that bad. Diluted market cap's only about 2x of what the circulating is. Shrapnel nodes are content NFTs, so they actually hosted nodes. You can earn off of playing, you can earn off of building maps, and you can earn off of revenue share from the game. So it goes all three ways. Could the BTC ETFs be disapproved? Could that halt this run? Yeah, if it gets declined, the God candle to the downside is going to be painful. When do I think Real Bull is going to kick off? Seems like it's not following the traditional halving cycle timeline. I mean, we're less than a half a year away from the halving, right? I don't know. I think we see a run right now due to the ETF. This is completely separate. This is ETF speculation season. I'm still looking at 2024, 2025, late 24, early 25 for the full-blown blow-off top bull market. But right now we're seeing a little bit of a preview, an appetizer. So it's good to see. Sell your bull. I need to add more. Let's go. Vera 50x in the bull. I don't think it'll 50x, but I think it could tangibly 10x. When would I take profit on Altura considering its current run? I got in at 2.5 cents on my DCA. Let's go to the all chart here. My DCA was like right here. Yeah, right there somewhere. And then we rose up to 5 cents, took a little bit of a dip, then back up, back down. Now we're at 6 cents. Honestly, Altura is a long play for me. If you want to take profits, obviously that's on you. I think it's a good play to always take profits whenever you can. But for me, Altura is a long-term play. Do I do leverage? No, I do not. I just spot buy. I think leverage is like crypto's already gambling in a way. Leverage is like degenerate gambling. Now, all power to anyone who does it. I also buy tokens that aren't on leverage. Like I can't leverage playable games and, Altura and these types of tokens. So honestly, no, I just buy spot. All right, guys, need to hop out of here in just a second. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom because so many questions today. Missed the live session. Well, you can watch the replay here in just a couple of minutes. No worries. 𝗕𝗏𝗃, good for a possible 50x from here. The diluted market cap is pretty high. That's all I'm going to say. But I like 𝗕𝗏𝗃 to do multiple X's from here. Yes. 50x might be a little bullish. Nothing wrong with that. But hey, any other good gaming chains like AVAX, IMX, AVAX? Right now, the gaming chain space is wide open. IMX, AVAX. Yeah, like those are the two with the hype at the moment in time. Solana, but I'm not going to tell you to go buy Solana right now. It's already gone on a ridiculous run. How would I position myself with a 1K or less portfolio? I would just put a few $100 into some of the smaller tokens because they'll do more multiples for you potentially, and you could grow your portfolio faster that way. Once you get with more size, you can bet on the larger stuff because 1K, for example, if you put your stuff into Bitcoin, you're not going to make much money because it's going to take so much for Bitcoin to double. But if you have a smaller stack, it is worthwhile to put a little bit into riskier tokens that could have higher upside. Let's see. Token dilution pretty bad for S-Fund. 360 mil market cap at peak, now 80 mil, so it's only a 4.5x. But if you look at the diluted market cap, let's just go over here, like 140 million diluted, it can 10x, and that's all-time highs. Like I could totally see 𝗕𝗏𝗃 at 1.4 billion. So it's really not that big of an issue if you look at it. Like I don't see it as an issue at all. I actually think it's going to probably eclipse all-time highs given the market cap. Thoughts on Blur? Think it'll be the top NFT marketplace now that OS is getting rid of royalties? I don't know. Magic Eden is about to potentially bring back royalties. So could be Blur, Magic Eden. In Hustle We Trust, do you have a Discord we can get more alpha? In my Twitter bio, 𝗕𝗏𝗃 my NFT project, I share a lot of alpha there. I share my portfolio, everything like that. So, yeah, you could, I would say that's the best spot. Am I holding any coins from last cycle? I'm not holding anything that I bought in the last cycle. There's some stuff that's staked into Oblivion that's down. Like I staked it like Time Lock. That's kind of completely in the dirt. But as far at one point in time, I cashed out my whole portfolio and then basically started it up from scratch because we obviously saw an epic decline. So none of my bags are still from last cycle's buy prices, if that's the question. No, Ben Gothard, you are the legend, my friend. You are the legend, my friend. Question about strategy. Buying small caps and take buy-in as profit with 100% to buy small caps again to let the portfolio grow. Is that a good? So, okay, buying small caps, take buy-in as Yes, that's... If your token doubles and you're playing with smaller size, take a little bit out and have that capital on the side you could put into a different play, but still have the upside of those tokens. I do think that's a pretty good strategy if you are, trading with a little smaller size. LUP. So like if you're asking me if I like certain old cycle tokens, like I do hold 𝗕𝗏𝗃. I have Illuvium. I have IMX, I have Ultra, I have Vulcan Forged, but I'm not holding them since then. Like at some point you took profits and then got back into them. So like I have a good mix of new and old tokens, if that's what you're asking. Do games generally dump when they become playable? Like technically, yes. Sometimes buy the rumor, sell the news is real. It's real. So like sometimes when a game launches, it could have a negative effect. When we saw Big Time launch, when we saw Parallel launch, it didn't. So it's definitely it's case by case basis. Hustle's the GOAT. Becker is a pecker. Okay. TTOO is the play. Undervalued AF. Let's go. We're building over there. A lot of projects fleed the space. We doubled down. Explain diluted market cap. Diluted market cap is the value of the entire token supply. So price times supply. But That means some of those tokens, if the diluted and circulating supply are different, circulating is only the tokens that are available on the market. So diluted is the value of all the tokens, whether they're locked or unlocked. I'm holding my bag of 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀 from last bull. Got caught holding the bag on that one. Well, value shooter, if you put in some DCAs, then it will take care of that at the end of the day, like at the lower prices. Let's see. How do we pay taxes? Consult your CPA. Consult a tax professional. Oh gosh. Let's see. Do I consider myself an investor or a trader? I would say both. I don't use leverage, but at the same time, like I spotted an opportunity with playable games. It 3x'd. Like that's a short-term trade. Like, you know what I mean? So, in my opinion, kind of a hybrid, because like the people in my NFT project and you guys know, like we see the market in its immediate and long-term perspective. So I'm kind of a hybrid. Thanks, Johnny. Great show as always. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here in just a second. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗍, why you show no love? Because 𝗕𝗏𝗃 is an old cycle token. There's better horse racing projects now, like Photo Finish Game over on Solana. They're partnered up with the Kentucky Derby. Becker can have 𝗕𝗏𝗃 all he wants. That's cool. Like, I'm not gonna shill what I consider to be garbage, like to my audience, when that's a complete last cycle token. And if Becker wants to draw attention to it, he can. But it's not going to be in my scope. I think there's better horse racing projects. Photo Finish Game on Solana. Hustle Becker collab would be fire. I'm actually trying to line that up. I think people would love to see that. So yeah, we're actually trying to make that happen. Don't have to pay taxes if you never cash out. My man's a definition of diamond hands to avoid the taxes. Where do you think bull will be on the shorter to midterm timeline? Short term, I think it still has a lot of upside because of the market cap. And then long term, like into the bull market, I think it could do multiple X's. OTK, I know it's a pretty small cap on Solana, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's got some potential. Great show as usual. Thank you, Andy. We're going to wrap it up here. We're just getting caught up with all these questions. What's the best platform to buy, trade these tokens? I don't use exchanges, guys. I use MetaMask. I use Uniswap. I use Trader Joe. Use the DEXs. You can get your hands on them before they get to exchanges, because once a token hits Coinbase, Binance, sometimes it's too late. So when a token's on less exchanges, it's actually bullish. Like when you actually have to jump through some hoops to get it, and that means you're a little bit early. Johnny GPT. Wait, what has happened to my soul call? Well, we didn't give it as a call in this market, but we did a 4x in the bull run on Sol, and I think it's going to make a comeback. But as of now, it's not in my scope for the short term. I think it's got a lot of potential long term still. Johnny GPT, explain the significance of Web3 gaming to me as if I were a 10-year-old. So last question I'm going to answer here, because this is going to be super easy to divvy up. So if you're a 10-year-old, do you play Fortnite? Yes. What's your favorite skin? I like the Batman skin. Well, didn't they stop selling the Batman skin? Yeah, I know. All my friends say it's the coolest. Well, what if you could potentially trade it to them for, you bought it for how many VC bucks? Oh, I bought it for 1,400 VC on, or V bucks on Fortnite. What if they gave you 14,000 V bucks for that? Oh, that would be awesome. Then I could go get multiple different skins and then maybe sell those down. Like, their mind shifts at that point in time. So what if you could own your entire inventory in Fortnite and get those V-Bucks back? And then you don't have to go ask your mom to buy more V-Bucks, right? The parents love it. The player loves it. Like, you actually own your skins. Remember little Timmy, the 10-year-old little Timmy, when you played Fortnite in season 1? That season 1 asset is worth more money today. So, you could have maybe sold that, get some V-Bucks back, and then you can get the newer skins. So, yeah, it's more about owning your assets, and your inventory is yours. You can own it. You can trade it. Like, the value prop is just incredible in my opinion. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Like the video, subscribe to the channel down below. We had some awesome chat questions today. We almost went an hour. Did not plan to do this, but guys, like the video, subscribe. We're going to be back. I think either tomorrow or Wednesday, not 100% sure yet. We'll see what the market does. Probably Wednesday, however, and I will see you guys then. As always, play well, my friends.